His attempted cross is blocked there and behind for the first corner of the match, which goes to Roma, and that's all come from the slack ball out there by Schmeichel.
Yeah, and listen, when you have good possession, there's no need to rush early on in the game anyway, and he just tries that volley. It just doesn't get connection. It's picked up midfield, and it allows them to be on the front foot again, and they've started well, Roma, in this game.
There's their noisy supporters off to our right, and a good view of this Sule corner, which is going to be an in-swinger with the left foot on this near side as they attack the goal to the right, and it comes as a header in. Roma in front. As simple as that. And absolutely no problem for Hermoso, who got up there, nodded it in from 7 or 8 yards out. He and Mancini rose, and into the net off the underside of the bar it goes, and inside 6 minutes, Celtic trail the Italians. It is Celtic 0, Roma 1.
Well, it all comes from that volley from Schmeichel. He gives away the corner, but change it. We've got to get used to it. But
they need results now.
Yeah, but you know, at this moment in time, this result tonight is a big result for him. If he could get something out of the game, then it would settle things down.
El Shaarawy, long ball looking for Ferguson. Scales gets there first and slips it to his left for Tenekti. He moves it infield, central position for McGregor to his right for Engels. Then back to McGregor. McGregor back to Scales. Callum McGregor seeing loads of the ball, but it's all at the edge of his own area, and they've given it away again. Of the Scottish champions, it's Sule on this near side.
Do you know what I would do? I would change it and take off one of the midfielders and go and play an extra player up front. You know, and then you have 2 targets to hit, and that then would create maybe a little bit of doubt in Roma. They may have to change things around, but they need 2 targets. They can't have Negrin playing as the higher midfield and not being able to control the ball. And I don't know whether that's Johnny Kenny or whatever. I just wonder whether Ferguson's playing tonight by Roma to. I think Celtic were interested in him at one point in time, whether he would be a type of a striker that they could bring here. He's not in the Roma team, and there's a lot of speculation about him moving on again. Maybe that's why he's playing tonight. But he's a big target, he's a big lad, and he likes that type of game where he can get the ball into his feet.
This is his 15th appearance for Roma this season. It's just his 8th start out of those appearances. The ball is nicked forward there. Celtic looking to pop it down this left side with Negrin. Left foot cross ball comes in, but nobody in green and white hoops able to get near it. Wrench on the far side, gets it away, looking to get his team up the left-hand touchline. El Shaarawy, Wrench is going to chase after this one. He's going across halfway now. Has to cut back. It's a good challenge by Trusty. Goal at Pittodrie again. This one, will it count? Let's find out who's got it. Tyrone Smith.
Yeah, and it's a goal for the visitors. It was a long ball over the top. The man who got on the end of it was Marshall Godo. He took a touch, and then he had the easiest of tasks just to slot the ball low into the net to make it Strasbourg 1, Aberdeen 0.
Sule for Roma, down the right, Celik inside the box, across it comes and touched into the net by Ferguson. Roma's second goal arrives 10 minutes shy of half-time. And the boyhood Celtic fan doubles the Italians' lead, and Celtic have had an absolute nightmare in this first half. They're being utterly ragdolled and dominated, and a half-time whistle is 10 minutes away with the scoreline now Celtic 0, Roma 2.
Yeah, ripped apart down this right-hand side, and again you see the deficiency when you have a wing-back that can't defend and end up a 2v1 against Tierney, who's pulled out into this sort of left-back position, and a simple just play the ball into the space, and there was the ball played across the 6-yard box, and Ferguson had the easy opportunity to smash it into the net past Michael, and puts Roma into a convincing position, and they've been that
gotten down there actually. There's a chance still at the edge of the box. It's with Sule. Sule getting it from Mancini. Sule goes for goal. It's blocked there. He was the right-hand side of the Celtic penalty area as Negrin takes control, and he's tripped, and that'll be a free kick, and it's a bit of a let-off for Celtic as Mancini clipped Negrin's heels. It stays Celtic 0, Roma 2 on 43.
Yeah, you can see obviously again Tenekti picking the ball up in a defensive position, but his instinct is to try to pass his way out, and he can almost put Negrin under severe pressure.
As I said earlier, just 5 wins here at Celtic Park in their last 15 European matches.
It's so important to get in at half-time now, and if they could sneak something, fine, but don't give anything away, and just try to get back in and recover from this first half that they've really been outplayed, and find a way back in.
Tierney to Nygren, looking for Tenecti, little clip ball down the left-hand side, up against Celik, level with the 6-yard line, and Roma now as he drops his shoulder, moves back onto his right, finds Tierney in the box, pulls it across, blocked there by Alainawi, and it falls into the gloves of Svila. There was some optimistic appeals for a penalty there as the Roma goalkeeper gets both gloves onto it. But in the final minute of the first half now, Celtic 2 down and in a hole. Svila dinking it forward there, a little flick by Sule. Behind him is Ferguson, Scales sticking with him. He got it half away. Celik dinks it forward, looking for Ferguson. It bounces off his forehead. It breaks back to McGregor, who finds Trusty. And Callum McGregor again squares it to Scales, who goes back to Kasper Schmeichel. We'll find out what the stoppage time's going to be. Another long ball from Schmeichel out of defence has gone straight this time to Ndika. And on this right-hand side, Sule plays it back to Celik, level with the edge of the centre circle in the Celtic half, and then back to Mancini, who squares it to the left of the centre circle for Hermoso. 1 minute added and we're into it. At the end of the first half here in Glasgow. It is Roma coming down the left with a wrench. Ball back to El Shaarawy at the left angle of the box. Faced by Yang, El Shaarawy digs it out and finds Mancini. Side foot ball there to Sule at the edge of the area, gets it into the penalty area. There's a shot and a turn, and Ferguson scores again. And Roma have a third in first half stoppage time. To applause from their bench. It is the Italians with their third goal, and they are putting Celtic to the sword on what's turning into the latest nightmarish night of continental football for Scottish football, and it is Celtic 0, Roma 3.
Yeah, so simple again. You know, surely picking the ball up on the edge, maybe about 25 yards out, allowed to come in on that left foot and just slide the ball in to Ferguson, who just took one touch, turned, swiveled and struck it through Schmeichel and puts this game beyond Celtic now, and it's only a matter of playing for pride. Really tight man for man, and they won the ball back, and then they were on the front foot and they were creating chances from that, and Celtic could be a lot more down than the 3 goals, to be perfectly honest. Celtic haven't been able to come up with any sort of way of coping with that, and they've just kept playing. They've had a few counter-attacks, you know, when they got the ball and got probably Tenecti, you know, high up in the area that he should be playing at times, and it looked as if, 1v1 maybe, and he creates something, but just kind of it almost filtered out, and Celtic just haven't had no answers, the shape has definitely not helping them, and I know it's a big talking point. You change the shape, and the manager will say, listen, you know, it's not about the shape because he wants to get the concept over and getting players. But if you play with 2 wingers against a Roma team that is really exceptional at times, especially when they have the ball and they're pushing you back, then you've got to have players who can actually deal defensively with that. And they're not capable. And as James says, you know, I feel sorry for him. Actually, I'm looking at Tenecti there, and he's trying to get back into a position where you would see a fullback getting back to it with pace and speed, but he's absolutely almost out of breath because he's been doing that hard shift and he can't get back to help. And then Tierney's pulled out of his position and